Jai Mata Di. Welcome back to my channel Akool Saral Jyotish. Today we will discuss on the topic Hidden Secrets of Badhaka Planets Revealed. The topic is Hidden Secrets of Badhaka Planets Revealed. Akool Saral Jyotish. In a simplified manner, as I used to do, Astrology Simplified. Introduction. Badhaka planets imply obstruction giving planets in a horoscope, which can slow down the progress of the native of the horoscope. Different Hindu classical texts describe Badhaka planets according to their wisdoms without maintaining uniformity. I didn't find any uniformity in the description of Badhaka lords while I read those classical texts. Some texts maintain something about the Badhaka planet. Some texts maintain different standard for Badhaka planets. Different Hindu classical texts describe Badhaka planets according to their wisdoms without maintaining uniformity. I do not want to differ with any of them, and I respect all of them, all of the classical teachings of Hindu astrology, or you can say Vedic astrology, irrespective of whether these are practically logical or not, means these classical teachings, whether we are able to put in the practical application or not, that is immaterial. I have respect for all the classical texts, since Hindu Jyotish or Vedic Jyotish based on our ancient classical texts. So I ought to have respect for them. For example, I will show you people an example. For example, Jataka Parijata describe the Lord of the 11th house and planets posited in the 11th house are Badhaka planets for movable ascendants. Movable ascendants means Aries, Cancer, Libra and Capricorn. These are the movable ascendants. The Lord of the 9th house, very fascinating, fantastic actually, you can say. The Lord of the 9th house and the planets posited in the 9th house are Badhaka planets for fixed ascendants. How anybody can reconcile with such teaching? Leave it. Perhaps at olden days it was like that. Fixed ascendant, the Lord of the 9th house and planets posited in the 9th house are the Badhaka planets. Okay, it may be relevant at the time when the classical texts were written. Fixed signs. Which are the fixed ascendants? Taurus, then Leo, then Taurus, Leo and Scorpio, then Aquarius. The four ascendants are fixed ascendants and 9th house, and then the 9th lord and the 9th house, according to Jataka Parijata, they are the Badhaka planets. and the seventh lord and the planets posited in the seventh house are the Badhaka planets for dual ascendants. Seventh house and the planet posited in the seventh house are the Badhaka planets for dual or common ascendants. Which are the common ascendants? Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius and Pisces are the common or dual signs. It qualified its Badhaka description further it qualified, modified it, you can say, by adding a condition. It qualified or modified its Badhaka description further by maintaining that these Badhaka planets will become Badhaka planets only if they happen to be the sign lords or sign dispositors of the Khara planets. Which are the Khara planets? Lords of 22nd Drikuna or Drishkana and 64th Navamsha. Lords of 22nd Drikuna and 64th Navamsha are called Khara planets, or if they happen to be the sign dispositor of Gulika or Mandi, otherwise not. This is the modification came from the side of Jataka Parijata. Got my point? Such a definition is difficult to apply in horoscope analysis. In horoscope analysis, it is difficult to apply. I will tell you why. Because this kind of definition will make almost all the planets, Badhaka planets, negative planets in a horoscope. Most of the planets will turn negative planets. How? If we work out the 22nd Drikuna Lord and the 64th Navamsha Lord from all the planets, almost all the planets will turn out to be Khara planets or Badhaka lords, or heavy, meaning negative or difficult planet. In case of Drikuna, it is the calculative manipulation of the degrees of the Lagna. When we take the degrees of the Lagna to the 8th house from it and match it with the Drikuna classification of degrees, this will be the 22nd lord of Drikuna. You can take it from any planet. You can calculate 22nd Drikuna lord from any planet. Take the degrees of that planet to the 8th house from it and work out the Drikuna lord of that planet. It is so easy. Similarly, you can do 64 Navamsha also for any planet. Not only it is calculated from moon. 64 Navamsha is calculated from moon, and 22nd Drikuna is calculated with reference to the degrees of the ascendant by taking them to the 8th house from them. In this way, we can very well calculate the 22nd Lord, 22nd Drikuna Lord, or 64th Navamsha Lord from any planet. It is very simple. It will be time consuming. You have to only calculate. Half an hour is required for making out such a list. I will read out again. If we work out the 22nd Trikona Lord and the 64th Navamsha Lord from all the planets, almost all the planets will turn out to be Badhaka planets, meaning negative or difficult planet for a horoscope, resulting in completely negative predictions, even in the case of horoscopes of successful persons. It is an absurd proposition. How it can be? So I have developed my own Saral, means simplified method of defining a planet or earmarking a planet as Lord, as Badhaka lords. You will be convinced when I will go through them. By my five step, it will be 5 step. My 5-step simple criteria of earmarking Badhaka planets in a horoscope are: first criteria, the lords of the 3, 6, 8, 12 houses or planets posited in these houses from each house. In a rotational horoscope, most of you perhaps don't know what is rotational horoscope. I'll tell you. In a rotational horoscope scheme will be the Badhaka lords for that house. How we can cast rotational horoscope? It is very easy. If you want to make a horoscope for profession, make the 10th house as the first house. If you want to make a horoscope for predicting marriage, you can make 7th house as the first house. If you want to have a question about your property, you can make 4th house as the first house and rotate other house accordingly. These are called rotational horoscope. Very easy. If you people remain attuned to me, you will learn astrology very well. I do not misguide anybody. The lords of the 3, 6, 8, 12 houses or planets posited in these houses from each house in a rotational horoscope scheme will be the Badhaka lord for that house. For example, the lord of the 5th house from the Lagna, remember I am telling from the Lagna, is the 8th lord from the 10th house of profession. 5th lord is the 8th lord from the 10th house of profession, and natal 10th house of profession, and natal and the 5th lord planet. There is some typographical mistake. I will tell you. For example, the lord of the 5th house from the Lagna is the 8th lord from the 10th house, and if any planet posited therein and the lord of the 5th house, who is the lord of the 8th house from the 10th house, will be the Badhaka lord, trouble mongers for the 10th house of profession. Got my point? 5th lord is the 8th lord from the 10th house. If there is any planet in the 5th house, then the 5th lord and that planet may be a trouble creator in your profession, since 5th house is the 8th house from the 10th house of profession. Got my point? The natural malefic planets, that is Saturn, Mars, Rahu and Ketu. I don't consider Sun as the malefic planet. The natural malefic planets, that is Saturn, Mars, Rahu and Ketu, if in the 3, 6, 8, 12 houses from a given house, including from the Lagna, will be the trouble givers for the house concerned. Need example, further elaboration? I can elaborate. Suppose 10th house, you take the 10th house as an example, please. 10th house is very important because it represents our profession and status in the society. Because in this naughty materialistic world, everything is related to the money and power. So 10th house is very important. So 10th house. What is the 6th house from 10th house? Can anybody say? What is the 6th house from the 10th house? No. 3rd house is the 6th house from the 10th house. So the 6th lord, your natal 6th lord, or if there is any planet in the, your natal 3rd lord, who is the 6th lord of profession from your 10th house. If there is as such, the 3rd lord, who is the 6th lord from the 10th house of profession, and if there is any planet in the 3rd house, planet means natural malefic, I am talking about Saturn, Mars, Rahu and Ketu, either any of them or two of them from in the 3rd house, your natal 3rd house, which is the 6th house from the 10th house. In this way you calculate. 5th house I have already explained. 5th house is very trouble giving house for profession. The 5th lord and the planets posited in the 5th house gives trouble in profession. You may even lose your job during such a dasha and antardasha of 5th lord and the planet posited in the 5th house. You may be retrenched from the job. There may be layoff. You may be declared surplus, or some punitive action may be taken against you during such a period and sub-period. Planets, 5th lord and the planets posited in the 5th house, particularly in Dashamsa chart. 12th house. What is the 12th house from 10th house? Your 9th house. Very simple. The 9th lord and the planet posited in the 9th house is not as bad as that of 8th house, but they will give changes in your profession. It may be either positive or negative, depending on the analysis of your horoscope. Got my point? Convinced? I share my knowledge like a teacher because I don't have any interest. It is only my mission. I am sharing my knowledge. Whatever little knowledge I have, I am sharing to the best of my ability. Thus 3, 6, 8, 12 lords from the Lagna, if they happen to be in the 6, 8, 12 houses from a particular house, will be the obstructing or difficult planet for the house concerned. Got my point? I think it is difficult for you people to understand. I repeat, the 3, 6, 8, 12 lords from the Lagna, if they happen to be in the 6, 8, 12 houses or any of the houses, 6, 8, 12 houses, it may not be in the 6th house, it may be in the 8th house, or it may be in the 12th house, anywhere. From a particular house will be the obstructing or difficult planet for the house concerned. Suppose, take the example of which ascendant do you want to take? Tell me. You people cannot tell me. Let us take example of Aries. Eighth Lord is Mars in case of Aries ascendant, isn't it? What is the 10th house from Aries? Capricorn. What is the 8th house from Capricorn? Leo. If Mars happen to be in Leo, means 8th house from the 10th house, it will give trouble to such a native in their profession, particularly in Dosha, Mahadasha. You can notice. Or if that Mars is in Sagittarius, means 12th house from the 10th house, it will give problem to the native. Not that severe in the case of Leo, but still it will give problem. 6th house. What is the 6th house from the 10th house Capricorn? It is Gemini. So if Mars, the 8th Lord, happen to be in Gemini, it will give problem to Aries native in their profession. Need one more example? Okay, I will tell. Who is the 12th Lord for Aries ascendant? He is Jupiter. We have already identified that Capricorn is the 10th house, and from Capricorn the 6th house is Gemini, 8th house is Leo, and 12th house is Sagittarius. If Jupiter happens to be in Gemini or Leo or Sagittarius, in the case of Aries ascendant natives during Jupiter Mahadasha or Antardasha may face trouble in their profession. Jupiter is a natural benefic. Still it will give problem. I think nobody has shared such an information with astrology loving people or students who want to learn astrology sincerely. Nobody will share. I tell you, the 11th Lord, the Trishadaya Malefic, I am now describing the fourth criteria. The 11th Lord, the Trishadaya Malefic from a particular house will be the toughest Badhaka planet in a horoscope. However, I will tell you later on. 11th Lord is the toughest Trishadaya Lord from the Lagna. I am not talking about planet posited in the 11th house. I am talking about 11th Lord only. Please remember. So if from the Lagna, the 11th Lord is the toughest Badhaka planet for the Lagna. Lagna means you, we, natives. You. If take an example, it will be easier to understand. Take the example of Aries natives. 10th house is Capricorn. Saturn is the Lord. If Saturn Saturn is the lord of the 10th house, and Saturn is the lord of the 11th house also. Isn't it? If Saturn is in the 11th house, why to take the example of Saturn? Yes, no problem. If 11th lord should not be in the 11th house. Otherwise it will give good result. No, it should not be 11th lord. Let us take some example. Libra ascendant. For Libra ascendant, the 11th house is Leo and Sun is the 11th lord. From 10th house, the 11th house, from 10th house Cancer, in the case of Libra ascendant, the 11th house will be Taurus and Venus will be the 11th lord from the 10th house. So, during Mahadasha of a badly placed Venus from the 10th house will give problem in the profession to a Libra native. Similarly, Aries ascendant, I initiated this cancer and later on skipped. For Aries ascendant, the 11th lord, for Aries ascendant, what is the 10th house? Capricorn. Who is the 11th lord from Capricorn? Mars. Since he is the ruler of Scorpio, Mars is the 11th lord, isn't it? If Mars is in Scorpio, 11th house, from 10th house Capricorn, in the case of Aries ascendant, this Mars during its Mahadasha or Antardasha may give big professional problem or give big professional problem to the native of Aries ascendant in his profession. I think now our concept has become clear. Now I will go further. However, there will be an exception in this condition if the 10th house from a particular house is occupied by a planet. The 11th lord will be the growth giving Upochaya lord for the house concerned. If posited in any of the Upochaya houses 3, 6, 10, 11 and will act as a catalyst in giving growth to the house concerned after some reversal, because it has to give its 11th house result. So after reversal it will give good result. I will explain in the horoscope, because I do not tell anything in a what is called air, in the air. I don't want to tell anything, my knowledge in the air. I show it on the horoscope, and that too of the famous personalities, so that whosoever is viewing my what is called my video presentation would able to cross check it, the dates and everything with the in the internet itself. We will get everything. Check. I request you people, check it whether I am telling, whether I am presenting any misguided information or not. Please check. Comments me. Give me a dislike also if I have misguided anybody. No, I don't do. I will not have any hesitation if somebody give me dislike. Continue. Give. Push on dislike button. If you feel I have misguided, just give me a negative rating. I am not here to earn. I am a retired government officer, class 1 officer. I get lot of I have that kind of income. With that I can survive because I don't have any demand in life. So I can survive with the pension I am getting. I don't require income from these YouTubes or something else. I am just sharing my knowledge in astrology. It is only learning videos I am presenting, and I will continue to present this kind of what is called simple videos. And my videos contains my statements also, written statements. People tell, just tell. You will not able to remember, but in my case, you will able to see the written version also. You can take a screenshot. Take a screenshot. Challenge me. However, there will be an exception in this condition if the 10th house from a particular house is occupied by a planet. The 11th lord will be the growth-giving Upachaya lord from the house concerned if posited in any of the Upachaya houses, 3, 6, 10, 11. When the lords of 3, 6, 11 become Upachaya lord, if there is a planet in the 10th house. If not, there is no Upachaya benefit in that horoscope. 10th house needs to be occupied by a planet. And in the rotational horoscope, we can apply in respect of any house. Apply. Though if you don't understand, comments me. I will solve your problem free of cost. Natural malefic, it is the fifth condition. Natural malefic planets, Saturn, Mars, Rahu and Ketu, causing Pap Kartari Juga to a house or a house lord will be the Badhaka planet for the house concerned. The planets, natural malefic planets, causes Pap Kartari, agrees. If there are two natural malefic planets on either side of a lord or a house, they create Pap Kartari Juga. So they are also Badhaka lords. Why you should not understand? This gives obstruction. What is that? Only obstruction. What is Badhaka in Sanskrit meaning? Means obstruction giving. Obstruction. They will stall the progress. They will slow down the progress, but they would not able to deny. If the Karaka house and the Karaka lord is strong, is in strength, are in strength, they would not able to deny the promise. They will only able to delay. Or you will not get satisfaction, you will get the when your objective would be fulfilled. You will not get, it will be too delayed. If you marry at the age of 50, what is the use of marriage? The Badhaka lord, if there is Badhaka lord, if there is Badhaka lord, if there is Malefic in the 6th house like Mars Saturn, and if there is another Malefic like Rahu-Ketu in the 8th house, then 7th house will be in Pap Kartari Juga. Similarly, the 7th lord, in the case of 7th lord, if there is among the 4 planets, Saturn, Mars, Rahu-Ketu, if there is somebody in the either side, both sides means in the preceding house and the succeeding house of the 7th lord, they would give obstruction to the marriage. They would delay the marriage. You will not able to marry at the proper age. You will not enjoy, isn't it? If it is in the 50 years of age, it will be fulfilled by the Lord. If they have that kind of strength, it will be fulfilled. But what is the use of such a delay? If you get job at 48 years, what is the use of getting a job at 48 years? Or if you start earning at 50 years by sitting idle, up to 49 year age, 49th years of your age. What is the use of getting such an army? Your prime days has gone now. In this way, they can create the Badhaka lots will create problem. We must remember that Badhaka planets may be troublemakers, may be able to delay the fructification of the positive significances of a house, but would not be able to deny the promise, because they are not influencing the promise. They are causing problem, external problem. Badhaka means external. Externally they are posited from a house. And all houses are imaginary houses. There is no demarcation in the zodiac. May be troublemakers, may be able to delay the fructification of the positive significances of a house, but would not be able to deny the promise if the promise is strong enough from other vital parameters. Got my point? Please read it. I am not at a hurry. I don't go fast, speaking fast. I speak and repeat. I speak and repeat because we are learning something. In a group, my endeavor that I must also learn, my viewers also must learn along with me. I am learning, I am refreshing my memories in this way. Please remember the above criteria. Now it is very serious. Please remember the above criteria. Criteria 1 to 5. Please remember the above criteria or note down the criteria or take a screenshot of the same. Otherwise, it may be difficult for us to apply this criteria in horoscope analysis. For me, it will not be difficult since it is my research. I have developed this paddhati. So for me, it is not difficult. For others, it will be difficult. For me also, it will be difficult if I have to work on some other research. First time I may also find problem. Let us now take up our discussion on horoscope analysis. Without horoscope analysis, never believe the statement of anybody who if he claims even is a celebrity astrologer. People are making such long claims, tall claims. Don't believe unless he can show it in the horoscope analysis. Let us now take up our discussion on horoscope analysis for further clarity in the Badhaka concept of Vedic astrology. I repeat, it is my developed research. I have collated the information, compiled and made my own rule or sutra for Badhaka planets. And these are very logical. I didn't find any logic whatever we have come across about the classical text. I didn't find any logic because I am a logical person. Without logic, it is very difficult to convince me. I even do not believe news without analysis. I do not believe news. I do not believe views without analysis. If I become convinced after analysis or comparing with other or cross-checking with other reliable channels, then only I believe. Otherwise, I do not believe. It is because if you believe such statements, you are going to be, you are always prone to be made fooled. You are always prone to be fooled by others. And I don't want to be fooled. If my luck support, I don't want to be fooled. because I don't believe anything. Statement I never believe without practical application. So in all my videos, all my presentation, all my write-up, I support my statement with horoscope of famous personalities. Let us proceed. Horoscope of Srimati Indira Gandhi. Most reliable horoscope. It is his birth chart. It is her birth chart, sorry. I have frequently used her birth chart. I have shared it. I always try to use her birth chart because it is accurate up to Pratyantar Dasha. Suksham Dasha, in some cases, I have found not matching. Up to Pratyantar Dasha, you can rely on this horoscope. Okay. Ascendant is Cancer. Saturn, the 7th and 8th Lord, is in the sign Cancer. Mars is the 5th Lord and 10th Lord in Leo. Sun is the 2nd Lord, is in Scorpio. Mercury is the 12th and 3rd Lord in Scorpio, 5th house. Venus is the 4th Lord and the 11th Lord is in the 6th house, Sagittarius with Rahu. Moon is the ascendant Lord in the 7th house, Capricorn. Jupiter is the 6th and the 9th Lord in the 11th house, Taurus, and Ketu is in the 12th house. This is the description. Please have a look. It is South Indian style horoscope. I prefer to use because I am comfortable with South Indian style. Please excuse me, I know other style also, but I do not use because I am comfortable with South style only. It gives me comfort. For my comfort, I am using it. South style horoscope and no other consideration. Now visit her event. Srimati Indira Gandhi remained out of power from April 1977 until January 1980 and faced all kinds of humiliation and defamation during her Saturn-Ketu. The 10th house in our horoscope is Aries and MDL Saturn is the Trishadaya 11th Lord from the 10th house of Aries and acted like a Badhaka planet. ADL Ketu, who is a shadowy Malefic, is in the Trishadaya 3rd house of Gemini from the 10th house of Aries, and his sign dispositor Mercury is in the 5th house of Scorpio, which is the Malefic 8th house from the 10th house of Aries. Besides, Mercury is the Trik 12th Lord from the Lagna and is in the Trik 8th house from the 10th house of Aries. The shadowy Malefic ADL Ketu, acting on behalf of his sign dispositor, delivered extremely bad results to the native during her Ketu Antardasha by behaving like Badhaka planet for her profession. I will explain the horoscope. Saturn Ketu. Saturn Mahadosha, Ketu Antardosha. Mrs. Indira Gandhi remained, whatever. Mrs. Indira Gandhi remained out of power. Saturn Mahadasha. How Saturn is bad? from the 10th house of Trishadaya. Saturn is the natal 8th lord, a Badhaka lord from the Lagna, means for the native Saturn is the Badhaka lord because Lagna represents the native and Saturn is the 8th lord from the Lagna. So in the general scheme also Saturn is a malefic planet for Cancer native because Saturn is the lord of the most malefic, toughest Trishadaya 11th lord. 11th lord is the toughest Trishadaya malefic in a horoscope. But there are some modification also because it is aspected by the natural benefit without any malefic intervention. But it is in Pap Kartari also, see, Ketu and Mars. The Lagna is in Pap Kartari, Saturn is in Pap Kartari. Rendering Saturn weak is good, welcome, but rendering Lagna weak is not a welcome thing. Achha, limit. But suddenly notice, so I explain. 11th lord, it is the natal 8th lord and natural malefic. So it gives trouble during its Mahadasha with a matching Antardasha. Antardasha was of Ketu. Ketu is in the natal 12th house. It will give the result of his sign lord because shadowy planet give the planets, the result of the planets conjunct with them, the house of their placement and of their sign lord. Here there is no conjunction with Ketu, so it will give the result of the 12th house according to his sign lord Mercury. So from 10th house Ketu is in the 3rd house. From natal Lagna, Mercury is the 12th and 3rd lord. As 12th lord, it is a Trik lord, and as 3rd lord, it is a Trishadaya lord. So Mercury is very bad planet for Cancer ascendant. Moreover, from 10th house is Aries. From 10th house, Mercury is in the 8th house Scorpio. So things are very clear from the birth chart itself. I am not analyzing Dasham chart. We need to be analyzed. But see, here also we have got enough confirmation that Ketu Mahadasha is for our profession is not likely to go well. But she regained also the power in 1980 during Saturn Mahadasha. She lost her life in an unfortunate incident during Saturn Mahadasha. She lost her beloved youngest son, Sanjay Gandhi, also during Saturn Mahadasha. So Saturn Mahadasha gave her very bad results. Only thing it gave that she regained the power in 1980. On 14 January 1980, she became the Prime Minister for the 3rd term and lost her life during her tenure as the PM. Now let us come back to Saturn, why it gave a good result during Saturn Venus. I will not analyzing Venus now because our discussion is about Badhaka planet. Still I am extending my discussion about the good result of Saturn. This was a small good result by Saturn. Saturn is the 7th lord, means 10th lord from the 10th house. It is the Bhavat Bhavam house of the 10th house. It is the 10th lord also. It is the 10th lord of Kalpurush Kundli also, Saturn. and Capricorn is the 10th house in the Kalpurush Kundli. We cannot ignore Saturn. Saturn is under the benefic influence. So it has to be give some benefic result about her profession. First it gave malefic result because Ketu Antardasha came first, followed by Venus Antardasha. So the malefic Antardasha was first. So Saturn as MD first gave the malefic result. And small span, 1977 to 1980, for professional purpose. Small 3 years. After this she regained power and she died while remaining in the power. After that she didn't lose the power. Convinced about the Badhaka Lords, if somebody is interested, he can view my video once, twice, because everything is written. I am not concealing. I am showing. I am applying my what is called sutras or rules in the horoscope. So there is nothing to be concealed. Everything is in front of you in written and audio form. Written, audio, video, in 3 forms. I leave it to the esteemed viewers to make comments either positively or negatively according to their wisdom. In case of disliking, but not biased disliking, means normal disliking. In case of disliking, please give me a dislike. I am not telling you to give me a like. I am insisting on giving me a dislike and a negative comment if I have tried to conceal anything. And if you are not convinced with my way of teaching. It is an educational video. I not only teach, take me as an anchor. I am the anchor, and we are all here together in our learning exercise. I have told this thing already. She regained power and status in January 1980 after the end of Ketu Antardasha during a Saturn Venus. Since MDL Saturn is also a growth-giving Upachaya Lord, 10th house is occupied. So Saturn is not only Badhaka Lord, it is the what is called Upachaya Lord also. When 10th house is occupied, all Upachaya Lord become, all Trishadaya Lord turn to be Upachaya Lord and give very positive result in respect of their lordship. Positive results again. If there is a planet in the 10th house from the Lagna or from any house under consideration, there must be a planet. Let it be Ketu, let it be Rahu, let it be Saturn, Mars, anybody else. There is no problem. But the 10th house need to be occupied. Not from the Lagna only, from the house under consideration, from that particular house, the 10th house needs to be occupied. For Upachaya Lord from that house to become, for Trishadaya Lord from that house to become reclassified as Upachaya Lords. It is the teaching of my Guru. I am not disclosing his name. He is a very big person. I have deep regards, profound regards for him. My Paddhati method are always simplified because I do not want to make complicated astrology further complicated and get unnecessarily confused. Astrology is already complicated. If I want to make it again complicated for some oblique objective, not only I will get confused, others will also get confused because of me. There are many astrologers in the market. I tell them as market astrologer. There are many such astrologers who earns in lakhs from astrology. I don't care about them. I only respect the knowledge, not earning. Anybody can, beggar can also become a crorepati if his luck favors. So earning is not a matter. Knowledge is matter. I respect knowledge in a person. He may be a child. I will respect him. If I can learn anything from anybody, I will consider him as my guru. He may be a child of 5 years. No matter. If I have learned something from him, I will consider him as guru. Best wishes. Akool. And my name is Akool. Astrological author, analyst and researcher. My website is www.vaishnavmataastrology.com. Since I am a devotee of Vaishnavamata, the name of my astrological website is in her name. I have over million viewers in Quora. I often refer about Quora for my viewers in other social sites to visit Quora and go through my research articles and convince them that I don't lie, I am not a dishonest, and whatever I tell with authority and apply those things in the horoscope. Thanks for watching.